Doing some more best ball drafts tonight. Going to talk about the playoff schedule and whatnot. Maybe make some predictions on who's going to win the Super Bowl. So, going to discuss some stuff on the show tonight, as well as maybe do two best ball drafts. We'll see how much time we have. But please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something from the merch store. It is our September is Lust Month t-shirt. Forget Pride. Pride is 2000s. That's lust is lust is the sin that we want to go to now. So you can get that as well as any other sin shirt or any other Walter football shirt at the merch store. You can change the colors. You can get long sleeve hoodie, infant onesie, and women's tank top. We have 50% off sale right now. We're going to get some more shirts. I have some really good ideas that we're going to have soon. I think probably in like a week or two. So you can do that. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, which still has a perfect 5 out of 5 rating. So this could be the best book of all time. So make sure you buy it. Also, A Safety and a Field Goal. That's my first book. 4.1 out of 5, still pretty good. It's a top 5 topic book about the NFL, mostly serious stuff, but some fun stuff too. Please just consider super chat, super stickers. It's the best way to support the show. I can't say this enough. The Q1 is here and it's a disaster. The ad rates are through down the drain. We're getting nothing. I was like Ned Stark the whole time, like winter's coming. No, Q1 is coming. It's Q1's here and ad rates suck. So if you guys really want to help us out, please consider super chat, super stickers, and I really appreciate you guys contributing in the past. Also, visit thecapIsFake.com because our co-host for tonight is Kenny from thecapIsFake.com. Kenny, how's it going?
Well, the cap is still fake. Life is grand, other than my daughter regressing in potty training, and that's why I'm drinking Blue Moon.
Is that the official drink of daughters regressing in potty training?
They are not a sponsor of the show, but if anyone knows Blue Moon, I'd be glad to be a spokesperson.
No, seriously, Blue Moon, if you're listening, or any other beer company, if you're listening, we'll gladly drink your beverages on air. If you would like to sponsor the show, we are growing in subscribers. We're at like 6,600 subs. It's like a week ago. I was like, cool, we're at 6,000. We're like 6,600. I think it had to do with the beginning of the draft season. Like both of our mock draft videos got a lot of traffic. So yeah, not a surprise given how successful Charlie has been in the past. So. Is this the real thing? Potty training regression. Can I even? Yeah, I hadn't heard of it, but it makes sense. I mean, there is sleep regression, so why not potty training regression? I don't know if I can mention what my son said earlier. I told you before I just started recording. I don't know. It might get banned. Whatever. Say whatever. He's like, I was giving him and my daughter a bath tonight, and I'm not going to say the word, but he's like, my PEN, etc. He's like, it's so long. And I'm like, okay. And I look, and he's like fully erect. I'm like, okay. Like, what is happening here? It's like 4 years old. Anyway, so that is, there's the details we have of our kids, which is always great.
I was changing my son. My son is 2. A couple weeks ago, I was changing his diaper and was wiping around his private parts. And I guess I don't know. I guess I wiped him in a way he didn't appreciate, because he scoured at me, gave me this like, and he pointed down at his genitals, and then he pointed at me, like you better wipe it right, bro. Well, then learn your own, wipe your own junk, okay? I don't listen. I'm the dad. I wipe it however I think it needs to be wiped, and if you don't like it, you learn to do it yourself.
Yeah, be lucky that our dads are wiping. My dad never changed a diaper. I was shocked when I learned. He's like, I was at just had the kids. I was changing a diaper, and he's like, "Oh, I never did that before." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I never changed a diaper before." I'm like, God, really? I had no idea. So it's a different time now.
Generation.
Yeah, it really is. It's a different time now where dads actually do stuff.
We're so gay now. We've gotten soft. I asked my dad, did you ever change a diaper? He goes, a few times.
A few times.
You have 3 kids. He's like, a few. Like it's probably very few is my guess.
Yeah, but that's zero times. Never done it, so he would not know how to change. He has 5 grandkids. He would not know how to change any of the diapers, which is kind of crazy. Like it's like you said, it's a different time. We've gotten very soft as men, so I don't know what can change that, but it's I feel like it's we can't. It's already long gone. We can't do anything anyway.
I love serving my wife. I love helping my wife out, so I don't mind. I love my kiddos.
Yeah. Can you make a 200% USD man shirt for Kenny? Are you 200% USD man? Apparently.
What?
So 100% USD man. Do you know what that is a reference to?
No.
So all right, Matt Millen. He kind of got famous for his for his homophobia because he like one of the last things he did as Lions GM when Johnny Morton was on the team, he was like he was yelling at Johnny Morton. He's like FUFAGGOT, and like he's like yelling at him. And then later
wow.
when he was working, later when he was working for ESPN, he started saying stuff like Jaworski. He and Jaworski were on. He's like, "Hey Jaws, I bet you love that Polish kielbasa." Like, and he kept saying that like over and over again. And he had to apologize for it. And then when he was an announcer, I think he still is, but I'm not sure. He would say like weird things, like if there was like a running back. Like running like really well in the game. He's like, I'd ride that young stallion all night long. And then he would be like, that guy right there, he's 100% USDA man. And so it's just like it just caught on where like we just make fun of him for it.
That's a weird statement.
Yeah. Yeah, he said a lot of weird things on the air. So the 100% USDA man is just something that we just ran with. It's on one of the shirts too. Where is it? It's on here somewhere. Let's see. I don't know. We'll find it somewhere, but it is on one of these shirts. So we're being asked if we do. Here it is. So the 100% USD man with 2 kielbasas on the side, by the way. So you can get, that's one of the shirts you can get here. So yeah, we ran with it. So I don't know, 200% USD man. I do it. Like I said, I do have some good ideas for shirts coming up. Well, you gave a Harbaugh firing grade an F, but you failed to mention the lack of success he had in recent years. He clearly got outcoached. The AFC Championship against Kansas City, and he lost the Titans, his 10-point favorites a few years ago at home. He should have won that game. He was getting outcoached in big games, and you know that is a problem that he failed to mention. Well, I mean, he's had success in the past. He's won a Super Bowl before, and he's had 3 consecutive playoff seasons before this one, and at what point do you say it's not Harbaugh, it's Lamar Jackson? Because like Lamar Jackson has not had as much success with Harbaugh as Joe Flacco did. Now you could point to the defense and stuff like that, but like Lamar Jackson is to blame for some of this stuff. And then like the Mark Andrews stuff, the drops in the divisional game last year against the Bills, like if Andrews just catches the couple of passes, they win that game. So I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, they had a down year this year. They had so many injuries. Like Lamar was never healthy all year too. So what do you think about that firing? I kind of caught me by surprise because Harbaugh is an excellent coach, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I am. Am I on the screen, by the way? What happened? Did I lose you?
Oh yeah, you're on the screen. Sorry, I had that comment was blocking us. Sorry.
And so yeah, I think I am torn because I think on one part I think I can make an argument for both ways, legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been 19 years or whatever it is. Like it does seem like a couple of the players were asked about it and they didn't make comments. Like they didn't respond. They were kind of silent. Like they weren't real supportive of him. So it does feel maybe a little bit like maybe he's lost a part of the locker room. It does feel like at least there's a few players maybe that are like not totally confident in him. You know, sometimes like coaches just like they lose the locker. They just, their messaging gets stale. Their style gets stale. You know, we saw that with Andy Reid, right? Andy Reid like was great in Philadelphia for many years. They never won a Super Bowl, but he had a lot of success. And then he had a couple really down years in Philadelphia. The last few years in Philly, Andy Reid wasn't great. He was pretty mediocre for several seasons. Then he fired him, and then he kind of got reinvigorated, and kind of really reinvented himself, and was a really good coach again. And then got Patrick Mahomes, and now he's legendary, right? Like, so I think there's I think there's something to be said for like sometimes like a change of pace is helpful. Um, and they've been pretty. I think they've underachieved. Like, yeah, you can say it's on the quarterback or the players or Mark Andrews drops that ball, but like the bottom line is they've underachieved for several years in a row, and so I think that has to be taken into account. I would not have fired John Harbaugh. I would not have fired him in this stage. I do not think that's. But uh, but but I understand it. Also, I actually wrote an article about this on thecapsfake.com if anyone's interested in checking it out, of chronicling how long it takes for a quarterback and QB tandem to win a Super Bowl together.
Mm-hmm.
And so I read this article. It's a couple years old now, but it's way down the list there. But it's pretty much there. It is. How long should it take a QB tandem? I wrote this 2 years ago, August 2023, and basically, there's never been a team where a quarterback and a coach got together and won a championship outside of being together. Let me reset. Sorry. If they don't win a championship in the first 5 years together, they will never win a championship. That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So Harbaugh and Jackson, they've been together how long? 8 seasons, 9 seasons now? Like he was drafted in 2017, right?
2018.
Okay. Yeah. So what is that? So 8 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, the same. Josh Allen and Sean McDermott, 8 years they've been together. Like history tells us, if they've not won a Super Bowl at this point, they will never win a Super Bowl. And so, so I understand. I think there's an argument to be made to say, like, you know what, let's just switch it up and like see what happens. It could be a disaster though, right? Because like John Harbaugh is a pretty dang good coach, and you could end up hiring someone that the Eagles fired Andy Reid, and they hired Chip Kelly, and that was an absolute disaster. So, but it could be great too, right? Like it could work out where you fire the coach and it ends up working out in your favor.
Yeah, I mean, depends who they get. I guess it's going to be hard to get a better replacement, but we'll see. AFC Championship 2 years ago, they got out coached by the Chiefs. Yeah, they did. That's fair. But they, like I said, they won a Super Bowl. So, I mean, does that article apply to that? Because Harbaugh's won a Super Bowl before. I know. There's a different quarterback coaching combination.
Yeah, I only looked at new quarterback coach combinations.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, some of those players, some of those coaches did indeed win championships before the current combination or quarterback. Like, but when a coach and a quarterback get together, if they're ever going to win a championship, they do it in the first 5 years.
Okay.
And half of the time they do it in the first 3 years. Mm-hmm. So I think some people have this idea like, well, you got to give them time. Like history shows us in the NFL, if you don't turn it around quick, you probably won't ever. It's unlikely.
Yeah, that's definitely true, just based on the data. Would you fire Sean McDermott if the Bills didn't reach the Super Bowl this year? I take you would have fired him already.
I would have. I actually don't think Sean McDermott's a great coach. And I actually think John Harbaugh's a much better coach. I think, and so Sean McDermott, what has he done in the league that's proven anything? Like John Harbaugh has won a Super Bowl with arguably he won it with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco had he had a 5-year run where he was really good, where he was a top 12 quarterback in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And in those playoffs, he played out of his mind. So, but like John Harbaugh's actually won a championship. He's won a lot of playoff games. What has Sean McDermott done in the NFL? Like the fact that Sean McDermott keeps getting the benefit of the doubt, I don't know. If I were a Bills fan and they don't make it to the Super Bowl this year, I would be saying it's time to move on.
Yeah, do the Bills hire Harbaugh if they lose? That's interesting. So that would be a good hire, I think. Maybe they trade. Maybe they trade. Maybe McDermott goes to Baltimore.
I would also love to see Josh Allen with a great offensive-minded head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think Stefanski is probably the guy that I think would be a great. I'd be very curious to see what Stefanski could do with Josh Allen.
Yeah, or anyone really. I think that would be good. I like Josh Allen's such a special talent that like of course Sean McDermott's had winning seasons with him. I feel like anyone, like but a trained monkey as head coach. They'll have a winning season with Josh Allen, but yeah, to give Josh Allen like a very sharp offensive minded coach, I think that would be awesome.
That'd be
For the
awesome.
Bills. Yeah, I think that could get them over the top. Kind of like
maybe a wide receiver or two would be helpful too.
yeah. No more Keon Coleman, no more Khalil Shakir as number one receiver. Do you think Zach Taylor's nude photos of Mike Brown in his possession? Could be. I don't know. I don't know if Mike Brown wants to pay another head coach. I think that's what it comes down to.
He's cheap. That's exactly. It's all about money for him.
He's the cheapest owner in the NFL. It's embarrassing. How like they're supposed to compete with the other teams, and yet they won't pay any of their players. It's terrible. Like no wonder Joe Burrow seems like so disheartened sometimes.
Yeah,
it's awful. So, were there any other head coaching changes that caught your eye? Let me put them on the screen. I guess that would be helpful, right?
7, right?
I think that's correct. Let's see. So, okay, we talked about Harbaugh. There was Jonathan Gannon fired. If the Eagles needed a defense coordinator, they could bring him back, but they don't, obviously. I gave that an A+. And then Pete Carroll. Those are the two most recent ones outside of Harbaugh. I mean, I thought this one was a no-brainer. Did these catch your eye, or
yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's almost like, who cares? Like, you guys suck, you're going to continue to suck. It doesn't matter who you hire. You're not going to get a good coach. Like Jonathan Gannon, we knew how this would end. We knew how the story was going to end. When they hired Gannon, we said on this podcast, I said, yeah, he'll have 3 or 4 mediocre or below mediocre years. They'll be drafting in the top 10 every year. They won't get anything of value. They won't build the team, and then they'll fire him in 3 years and rinse and repeat. And the Raiders. So the Raiders are going to be probably one of the worst teams in football, and no surprise. It's almost like, who cares? Like, keep the guys, or you're going to suck anyways. What's the point? Why hire someone else?
Why have a head coach? Well, apparently the Raiders had a top 10 quarterback this year. So like, how can they possibly have the worst record in the NFL? Like, that doesn't seem feasible, right? Did I have that podcast with you when Mina Kimes said that? And like, it might have been.
No, I know you're talking. No, it wasn't me, but I know you're talking about it, and that's just absurd.
Okay. Yeah. Because I remember having a show with someone, and we talked about it. We're like, wait, how many quarterbacks would we want over Geno Smith? And we did the rundown.
Me and you did do that. Me and you did. We did.
Yeah. It was you. It was you. And like, I think I had him 22nd, and you had him 21st. And like, not even close to top 10. Like, wait, how do you get top 10 out of this? That was ridiculous. See now, Pete somehow becoming worse coach than Aaron Glenn. Yeah, how's Aaron Glenn not fired? Like, they didn't intercept a single pass this year. How does that even happen? I don't. That's absurd. Anyway, there was Browns fired Stefanski. I actually didn't like that one.
I just, at the end of the day, it's like you put these coaches in a hard spot, and it's like firing them. Like, I don't know, like none of these firings make sense. Like the ones we just mentioned, like the Raiders, like Pete Carroll, does he suck? Sure, but like no one's going to be good in that position. Your team sucks. Like the Cardinals, the Browns, like these teams the organizations are laughing stocks. They're a disaster. It's top to bottom. And like, they're just like, it doesn't matter who you hire. Like no one of any value is going to take those jobs. So like, why even hire a coach? What's the point? Get an AI bot to do it. Like, who cares?
Right. Yeah. Mike Brown would love that. He would just he'd save some money that way.
That's true.
Yeah,
don't give him ideas, guys.
Right. Stefanski's interesting because he did not want to start Shedeur Sanders, and ownership kept asking him to start Shedeur Sanders, and he kept saying no. And then Dylan Gabriel got hurt, and he got forced into it. So like that was they were at an impasse there. So so that's like something to defend him. But then on the other hand, he demanded that the Browns draft Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. So it's not like he's innocent in all this, but he has had terrible quarterbacking. Like you said, there's no way someone could have succeeded in that situation.
No, he sucks.
Yeah. Pete Carroll firing makes sense when you factor in who the team owner is. Yeah. Mark Davis, who famously, I know I've told you the story before. Back when Al Davis was alive, he tasked Mark Davis with creating the team calendar one year. and the team calendar never got published. So it goes to show how inept Mark Davis was. Somehow he's the owner of the team. Falcons fired Raheem Morris. This had to happen, right? There's no way Raheem Morris could have survived. I saw some stats like he's the first head coach to be fired after winning his final 4 games. It's like, well, I mean, maybe he shouldn't have had his team been no shows in some of those games, like 30-0 against the Panthers or getting blown out at home against the Dolphins. Like if they had shown up to one of those games, they would have won the division, because they tied with the other 2 teams at 8-9. Right. So it's that was of all the coaches who were fired, I think he was the worst one. Would you agree with that? Who is Gannon, Carroll, Stefanski? I think Stefanski's definitely better. Harbaugh, Eberflus's defense coordinator.
He sucks. He's terrible.
He wasn't a head coach. Eberflus's defense coordinator. Of the head coaches who were fired, he was definitely the worst one, right? Where's it Gannon?
I mean, Gannon and Carroll, they all suck.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like I don't know, like which pile of poop do you think stinks worse? I don't know. Which pile of poop would you most be grossed out by? Yeah, I don't know. It's like which of these moldy pieces of bread would you prefer?
Yeah.
My son just found the moldy piece of bread and ate it today. So I'm
where do you find moldy pieces of bread?
He hides food in his room because he's a little rascal.
That's funny.
I love him. He's my favorite little human. Like, I love this freaking kid, but like, yeah, he does crazy things like hide bread in his room because he wants to keep as a snack later.
Sounds like something my son would do too. Kirk Cousins should tell Mark Davis that he can get him a deal on a Captain Kangaroo haircut at Great Clips, and Davis would surely give Cousins one last massive contract. That's something I don't get about Mark Davis. Like, has anyone like told him, it's like, hey, you probably shouldn't like have a Captain Kangaroo haircut? It's like embarrassing, Yeah. Let's see if Mark Davis, Captain Kangaroo, is that like a thing that? How do you have this haircut? You're a billionaire. What are you doing? Get a barber to get rid of this. It's terrible. Like, no wonder this team sucks.
You're right. You're 100% right. It's terrible.
Awful. Anyway, all right. Do you want to do some best ball drafts?
Let's do it.
All right. If you guys have any other comments, definitely leave them. We'll see him as we do these best ball drafts. Let me know when you're ready, and we can hop in a room.
Let me get
sounds dirty. Well, we're talking about some weird stuff tonight already, so it's late.
I'm Mike on the lobby best ball.
Yeah,
by the way, I appreciate your incredible optimism. Over the weekend, I texted you and told you that I had drafted some best ball drafts that had Ravens players in it, and you're like, and I'm like, I have two spots or 2 drafts with Ravens players. You're like, only 2 is pretty good. Like, you're like really optimistic. I'm over here like lamenting that I just and you're like being optimistic. You're an optimist. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, I had 8% Ravens, so I had 11% Buccaneers too. So let's not talk about that. This is going quickly. Hold on a second. 144,822 divided by 6. We can hop in now. Do it.
All right, $20 one, right?
Yeah. Let's hope that works. These fill up so fast.
3 out of 6 I got.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I assume we're in the same one. Yeah, they were. Let's see. Do you think Lawrence over rushing yards versus Buffalo is a good bet? Not sure what the total is. I haven't looked at props yet. As far as Bills are against mobile quarterbacks, they are 6th best at against mobile quarterbacks. So maybe hold off. Why not do it? Oh, cool. We're 1-2. Why not do it live? If the Jaguars are behind, he's more likely to run. So you can just always do that, and you could ladder it, which is what we've been doing. So That's what I would recommend is just doing stuff live. Like there's no reason to do stuff pregame because like you could be out of the script. Like say Jacksonville gets a kickoff return and then or if they score a quick touchdown, they score two quick touchdowns, they're up 14-0, and they're up the whole game. Like he's not going to run a lot, so you're just going to be screwed based on the narrative there. But you can control the narrative based on how you bet. So if they're up, you don't have to bet it. If they're behind, you can bet it and probably get a better number that way because they're behind and the algorithm kind of screws it up. So that's what I'd recommend. Are you taking Puka Nacua at number one?
No.
You're not? Okay. Interesting.
I mean, I'm going to take Josh Allen. I just feel like when I don't take a quarterback early in this format, my team always just never doesn't look as good.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I try to get Nacua, but yeah, I agree with you. I think quarterback is so much of a premium here. It's not like a regular draft where you can just get like high value guys at the end. Like this is not what this is all about. Like you need those elite quarterbacks to carry you through. But I found that like it's a little bit different now drafting because you get we know the matchups, right? Plus we know which teams are in. So that definitely helps. But the matchups are pretty key. And like for example, we know that the Rams are playing the Panthers, and that is like we can assume that like there's always a chance something weird happens. And I'm taking Nacua. But so like yeah, the Panthers could upset the Rams. It's probably not going to happen, but it could. But the Rams just seem so safe to go to round 2. And so if you draft a bunch of Rams, I feel like you're almost you're gonna be favored to win your round 2 pool if you do that. So that's something I found. Also, I think the Eagles match up very well against the Niners. Like that's another team. Unfortunately, you did not get Cook on the way back. That always pisses me off. I never get Cook on the way back. I did once. I think maybe a second time, but it's so rare to have that happen.
Yeah, I actually I got it once. I think maybe on our show last week I got it actually.
I think you did. Yeah, you did. It's still so rare to see that,
So what do we got going on here? We got you've got Rams, we got Niners, we got a Eagles guy.
Well, I don't have Stafford, so I have to look in a different direction here. And Adams goes. Well, see, why would you take McCaffrey and Adams? It doesn't make any sense. These people are just.
I just think people don't. Again, I mean, we've talked about this before. I don't think people are thinking about winning at all. They're just saying, "I want the best players. If I can get one or two in a row." Like, there's just a sense of like this is my. Yeah, there's not a sense of like I'm going after the million. They're just, can I advance a round or two?
I don't think these people understand this format. I think that's the thing. Like you need to have like why would you play this just to have a 1 out of 6 chance to 1.5 extra money? That doesn't really make any sense to me. Like you're playing this to have a chance to win it all. I think like that's how you should be approaching this. But like even if they don't, like I don't think these people realize, or some of them don't realize that like you need to give yourself a chance to have the most upside, to win it all, like to have a complete team in the Super Bowl. Because like what's going to happen is like, even if they somehow defy the odds and like just based on the math, like without no other considerations, your odds of getting to the Super Bowls are 1 in 216. It's 1/6 to the third. Yeah. So it's like 1 out of 6 times 1 out of 6 times 1 out of 6, which is 1/216. And it's that's hard enough already. But like if you sneak one team through there and you don't have like any players left, you maybe have like 2 players left in the Super Bowl, like you've no chance of winning. Like why even do it that way? Why not give yourself like the best chance to have an out? So like so to go McCaffrey and then Adams makes 0 sense because those two can't be in the Super Bowl together, this early. But I don't know.
Well, I guess the defense would be like the Rams and the Niners could in theory play in the NFC title game, and so then you could have those two great players for 3 rounds, and then you get to the court, you get to the Super Bowl, maybe you've got a lighter lineup. Maybe in that case, but those two guys help you. They help you get to the NFC title game.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's the. So I don't think it's as crazy as you're saying. Although I do agree, it limits your upside.
Yeah,
right? You've got the million in mind. I don't think everyone has. I think most people assume that they're not going to win the million.
But yeah, I think that's correct. And plus Niner players in general, like that's problematic given their schedule. Like they're at Philly, like forget even if they beat Philly, like that's a tough matchup against the Eagles defense. Like they're probably not going to do very much.
Right.
So even McCaffrey, I could not take McCaffrey in the first round. I think that's too much to ask. Now, second round, I could do it. First, like 103, that's crazy. I'd rather have Cook. I'd rather have Barkley. I'd rather have May. I'd rather have AJ Brown. I'd rather have Stafford. I'd rather have Devontae Adams. I'd rather have Kyron Williams than McCaffrey. Like I don't. I mean, like you're an Eagles fan, so maybe you tell me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like there's a reason why the Eagles are favored by 4.5. Like yeah. I think they're going to win the game, and I don't think it's gonna be close.
Okay. Well, I mean, that sounds great to me.
So that's how I feel about that. And so if you're taking players from the 49ers, like there's a good chance they're not going to do anything at all. So, and even if they win, like were they going to go to Seattle again? We saw what happened there in Week 18. They scored 3 points.
Yeah.
So it's a tough ask here. So I'm clearly going Rams, Jaguars, and if I get a tight end, I get the whole lineup. So which I will do now with Brenton Strange. So I have a full Jaguars Rams lineup, and looks like you're Eagles Bills.
Yeah.
So. Someone take Parker Washington already? They did.
Okay. Let me see.
Why would anyone do drugs when they could just mow a lawn? Brandon Cooks.
Oh crap! I queued him up. Oh shoot!
It's like, that's a little early. I actually like Cooks. So that's a little too early.
That was a mistake. Oh crap! I queued him up, and I met. Oh, frick! That was a mistake. I wasn't paying attention.
It's like wow, you really like Brandon Cooks, huh?
I was going to try to mix it up with Packers there, but wow. So I'm going to go Bills, Eagles, Bills, Packers.
Okay, makes sense. I've not deviated from Rams or Jaguars yet. So if that's the Super Bowl matchup and those guys do well, and they, the Rams at least have a great matchup. Like talk about the opposite of the Niners. The Rams have an unbelievable matchup against the Panthers. Now, it's hard to get the Rams players because they all go early, except for the tight ends. Like you can get them late, and you can get Corum late too. Yeah, go ahead.
I tried to do a little Google last night. I tried to use the Googles. I actually was using an AI search tool, and I could not find. I learned about this thing called the spread. Have you ever heard of this thing? Isn't it amazing? It's called this. People gamble on.
It's like a sandwich thing, spread, right?
Has there ever been a 10-point favorite on the road in the playoffs in NFL history?
There are two. The Saints at the Seahawks in the earthquake game, and there's one more. Can't remember which one it was. I know there were two. I know they're 0-2 against the spread, the double-digit road favorites. But
I mean, it's a pretty remarkable thing. Like I was shocked. Like double-digit road favorites in the playoffs. I that feels like a big line.
I don't think it's big enough. I think it should be 14 at least.
Wow.
Let me tell you, the Panthers have played 3 teams this year that I would put in Group A, the top of the league, right? Now one of them was that Rams game where the Rams just didn't show up and the Panthers won. The other two, the Panthers, and these were both at home. The Panthers lost 40-9 against the Bills and 27-10 against the Seahawks. This is not a competitive team. This is not a playoff team. They have a 69 point differential this year. 69 points. It's the worst point differential of any team to make the playoffs. The Panthers they're not an 8-9 team. They're like a 5-12 team. They do not belong in the playoffs at all. And I think the Rams will win 30-10. I think that's actually my top pick of the week.
Oh, nice.
I think it's remotely close. Anyway, so what am I doing here? So I have all Rams Jaguars. I have in fact I think I have a complete Jaguar lineup, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end. Any NFC flex works for me here. So
nice.
I always love having that. So I need let's take DJ Moore, I guess. I don't know. That works. So the Rams have a very easy matchup. The Eagles have a very easy matchup against the Niners. I think like if I had to rank all, like if we're doing like survivor rankings, right? If you had to do like playoff survivor, obviously the Rams would be number one. But if except for the Rams, I think the Eagles are the team most likely to win this week.
I think they're second.
Yeah. And we've seen this Niner defense just get torn apart by everyone they played. So I think it's a shame that the Rams and the Eagles are in the same conference, because if you could build a Rams Eagles Super Bowl stack like that, I feel like that would be unstoppable. It'd be so good. But no, I think that's if you build around one of those two NFC teams. And then in the AFC, I don't know who do you like in the AFC? Because I feel like for me, the three teams I'm looking at are in some order the Bills, Jaguars, and Patriots. And I know the Bills and Jaguars are playing each other, but it's those three teams for me.
Yeah, those are the three. I think it's those three, and there's a big gap between the rest of the field.
Yeah, and that includes Denver, by the way. Which
I can't remember a year where kind of universally everyone is like lacks confidence in the top two seeds of each conference. Like I just, pretty remarkable to me.
Yeah. Seattle's another team like JSN. Like I can't take him in the first round either. I could take him in the second round, I guess. But as far as first round, like first of all, you're not even going to get him in the first round. So like you're at such a big disadvantage already. And then second, like I feel like Seattle could just lose right away. I don't trust Sam Darnold. And speaking of Seattle, I'm just going to take their tight end here. I don't trust Sam Darnold at all when he's facing pressure. So I feel like it's an issue that I don't think they'll overcome.
Yeah.
So and then Denver, I'm even less optimistic on. I feel like Denver's just going to lose to anyone they play. Now the one matchup I'm wondering about, because there's some good fantasy players here, are Steelers and Texans. Because I think if you nail that correct, and I think to an extent you have the same thing with the NFC, the Bears and the Packers. Like if you nail that correctly, or if you draft players from the Texans or Steelers, and you nail that correctly, like you're gonna have such a big advantage in the second round.
Absolutely.
So I don't know, like where are you leaning that direction? Because I posted my picks today, and I picked. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I would lean toward the Texans.
Okay, I picked the Steelers to win today. I think. Oh, wow. I think I did. I don't know. I picked the Steelers to cover. It was 3.5. So
right to cover or to win.
Well, to win. I'm asking to win. I can't remember if I picked them to cover or to win. That's what I'm talking about. But okay. Let me look real quickly. I did pick them to I picked them to win 20-17. And if the Steelers win, let's just say if the Jaguars and Patriots win, the Steelers would go into Denver. And I feel like the Steelers could beat Denver. And so like or the Texans. I feel like either one could beat Denver. And so that team could maybe go to all the way to the AFC Championship. So I think like I see, like, for example, Metcalf goes 10-2. Like I think that's insane. That's way too late. I see Kenneth Gainwell going 10th round. Like that's way too late. Jaylen Warren is still available. Like these guys could be playing into the AFC Championship. Same thing with the Texans. Like if they win, like Jaden Higgins, I feel like I don't know if he's available or not, but no, he's not. But sometimes he is. Speaking of Roma Dunze feels like he could be a monster if he's healthy. But anyway, I like that. That's something to look at. And then if the like Packers and Bears are the same way. So like I don't think they're going to win round two, but like they're not dead. I feel like they both have some upside into round two, especially if they're going in Seattle, which like I said, I don't trust Seattle. So anyway, do you want to talk about how'd your team go? Did you like what you did?
Yeah, in general, I like it overall. Taking Brandon Cooks in 6th round was an accident, but it didn't kill me. And so yeah, I ended up with the Bills, Eagles, and Bills, Packers. Last week I was kind of really expressing some confidence in the Bears. Watching them play this past weekend, I went, oh yikes.
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute, this is. I'm still concerned. If the Eagles have to go to Chicago, because of, I mean, there really is. Some of the Eagles players have talked about like both the wind and the noise, and
Yeah.
I really do think that would be a hard game to win. But the more and more I thought about it, man, the more and more I wonder if the Packers are going to win this game. Like I really, I watched that Packers, like the Packers, like they don't have Mike Parsons, they're reeling, but like they're still like a pretty good team. They seem to be like well coached, well orchestrated. Like Jordan Love's playing decent most of the last few games. He's had a couple hiccups, but like I actually wonder, like, man, the Bears they're just so up and down. They're so streaky. Like, I
Yeah.
was really confident in them because I've seen, but then I really started thinking about it. I really, after last week's show, I thought about it a lot over the last or a couple days. And I realized, thought about it kind of game by game. And really, it's for the Bears, it's almost quarter by quarter. Like, they'll have a really good quarter, and like, then they'll have a really terrible quarter.
Yeah.
And then a really good quarter, and then a really terrible quarter. And like, Caleb Williams had like a stretch of like 6 terrible quarters and like 2 and like, but like still won both of those games because of just like just weird. And I could easily see him having like 3 bad quarters and the Packers just playing good enough to win that game. Like I actually, and so yeah, I think as I've rethought about it, I think the Eagles are going to win, and I think there's a puncher's chance that the Packers win. So
Yeah.
I think the Bills are going to win, and I think the Bills. I still think the Bills are the likely favorite to go to the Super Bowl in my mind. Maybe not in the odds makers' minds. Those guys that apparently people care about, whatever, in some place in a desert. But anyway, yeah, I like there's monks or something. I don't know. Anyway, they I still think the Bills are the favorite to come out of the AFC. Like, or they're not the favorite, but they would be the team I would be if you were going to put a gun to my head and make me bet $1. That I think that'd be the team that I would be considering. Yeah, in the NFC, to me, it's still the Rams and the Eagles, and I think there's a distant gap between the rest. I don't have any confidence in the rest of the field. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe, but I have, and I think the Eagles match up well against the Rams. And the Rams have a tall order. Like you got to win 3 road games. Like that's not easy. I know they're a good team. They're probably the best team, but like that's not an easy ask to go on the road 3 straight weeks. And so, yeah, I think the Rams could have a hiccup here. So anyway, all that to say, I think Bills, Eagles, and Bills Packers stack is like a really good stack, and I pretty much have if it's the Bills and Packers, I have like the best players like for that stack.
Right.
And if it's the Eagles, Bills, I have a good stack, not a great stack, but I have a very good stack. So I feel good about this team.
Yeah, I would too. And I agree. I think the Packers, Packers Bears is such a toss up for me. That was the game I had the toughest time handicapping this week. I feel like it really go either way. As we were drafting, we had a $10 super chat from Kevin Kovac.
Whoa, let's go, Kevin!
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a couple weeks, Kevin. Hope you've been well. A happy New Year to you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Carroll firing seemed really premature. Why hire a guy into a massive rebuild and only give him 1 year? Also, all these great coaches available, and my Bucks really gonna retain Bowles. Oh man, that's true. I don't know how Todd Bowles survives. That is terrible. I think it was you, Kevin, who said that like, yeah, you had Dave Canales and Liam Cohen, and you kept going with Todd Bowles. It's like it just feels so bad. Yeah. So with Pete Carroll, I think that they made a mistake in the first place. Like,
Right.
you have to kind of understand if you have a sunk cost, and I think they did have a sunk cost in him. He's like 74. Like, he's not going to be there for the long haul. Like, it was so silly, I thought, to hire him in the first place. But it's like, did he do anything like egregiously wrong this year? I don't think so. But it was just a terrible situation in which like no one could succeed. So like what was the point? They just basically just like, all right, we screwed up. Let's start over. Let's hire a coach who's actually going to be around for 5 years. So I think that's the thinking there. So I thought firing him was a good idea just because I thought hiring him in the first place was a bad idea. You know.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Yeah. I think you can make a case either way. Like, I think I can make the case that, like, well, listen, if you hired the guy, give him a few years, and like you suck anyway, who cares? Like, no one cares about the Raiders. They suck. They're not going anywhere. Like, whatever. Keep your old guy until you can actually find someone who's worth hiring. I don't know. Like, who cares? Like, you're useless anyway. Like, you're as a franchise, you're totally irrelevant. And like, I don't know. Like, you just. I had a friend of mine back in my 20s. Actually, this is absolutely terrible. Like, this is an awful way to consider things. But he would say, "Listen, the girl I'm dating right now. Like, I don't think she's great, and I know I'm not going to marry her. But like, I don't have a better option, so I'm going to just stick with this one until a better one comes along." And I'm like, "Wow, that's terrible. Like, what just a crappy, terrible approach to dating. I do not commend that or recommend that at all. I reject that ideology.
Mm-hmm.
However, listen, if you're the Raiders, I kind of understand that mentality. Like, just stick with the coach that you know sucks, that you know is not great, until a better one. Like, unless you know you're going to land Stefanski, unless you know you're going to get a better personnel person, like, what's the point? Who cares?
So it's like Harbaugh is the equivalent of like the hot girl just got dumped. It's like, hey, like, you're out of here. Let me call up this girl right now, or maybe you do that first and see what she says.
Exactly.
Yeah, I knew a girl like that. Right before I met my wife, it's like probably a few months beforehand. This girl, like, she's like total smoke show, but she was dating some guys. So I was like, oh, whatever. And then I learned, like, I hear like through the grapevine. I'm never friends with this guy, but like. I heard that, like, yeah, he's just keeping her around. He doesn't see her as like potential for the long term. And I'm like, oh man, like, kind of, if I knew that, I would have, then maybe try to make a move. But that was a long time ago. So, I didn't even understand that, because like she was like a 10 out of 10, and it's like, I don't get it. But some people are weird. I don't know. Maybe she just wasn't a good person. But yeah, sometimes like that. I found that. I found that a lot of people behave that way in relationships, which is kind of sucks. Just like, someone's not the right person. Like, why tie them up? Because like they could meet someone like that's right for them, and so could you. But you're not necessarily looking as hard because you're with someone. So, just seems stupid. So, anyway, so Kevin, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate it. Horse asking you, Kenny, why would you take Josh Allen, who could be out in the first round, versus Puka, who's almost guaranteed to play at least 2 games? Well, Kenny said that the quarterback is so premium in this format. Yeah.
If I take Puka, which is great, then I try to go. But the problem is, like, people take the Rams players.
Mm-hmm.
So like in this draft, like, you took Puka, and then but before it got back to you, Stafford and Adams are gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, like Kyren Williams was still there. That's great. But like, okay, now who am I going to match it? Am I going to go? Okay, now like. What are my AFC options there? Like,
yeah, I feel like you're almost you're almost locked into Jaguars or Patriots without Patriots without May.
Yeah, which is I mean, yeah, exactly. If I take Puka Nacua number 1 overall and Stafford and May are gone before they get back to me, when okay, now my options are. Well, now my options are I have to go, like, my only other options is Rams, Jags.
Yeah.
Or like, really, yeah, it just becomes Ram, or I go in a situation where I'm just like, listen, I'm not going to build a Ram stack. I'm just going to have Nacua as my extra player to help me advance. And now I'm going to build a stack with 2 other teams, which I've done in some drafts. Like, my first round pick literally is someone who is just going to help me advance, because I don't go into the draft saying that. I draft someone and then the stacks get jacked up, and by the time it gets back to me, I'm like, okay, I got to pivot, and so I end up with a stack that's different, but I've got one player. So if you draft Nacua, it's like, okay, I could have Nacua and end up with like a Eagles Jaguar stack,
Hmm.
And Nakua is just like my extra player to help me advance, which is a great value. Like having him on your team is a great asset because he's going to play multiple games and he's going to be really good, right? So like if there's a player that's going to be extra that you want to have in your lineup to help you advance, Nakua is probably the guy, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
um,
And like to add to that, like there's always a chance Adams falls or Stafford falls. Like it's not going to happen all the time. Didn't happen here, but I've seen it happen before.
right.
Never with me, but it does happen when I'm not drafting Rams players. So yeah, that could happen too. So like you're swinging for the upside there, but yeah, you are if you want to have Puka Nakua in your Super Bowl stack, like you're locked into the Jaguars unless you think Texans or Steelers is the way to go, or Broncos, I guess. Which Broncos sucks because you don't get them in the first round, so you kind of have to wait on them. I actually did draft a Broncos stack earlier today, but they like Sutton fell to like round 8, and like I'm like, all right, at this point, I'm just taking Sutton here, you know. But you really need a discount on those guys, so yeah, I do get it. I still go with Nakua first just because I just think for the upside, like what if Adams and Stafford both fall? Like unlikely, but it could happen. You know, it's kind of like drafting Allen and hoping Cook falls to you. Like it could
Right.
happen, probably not, but it could happen. So,
Right.
yeah, I think you have to go
By
for
the
the
way,
upside.
I just want everyone to know this little contraption that I've got. It's my back scratcher. It's the best $3 I've ever spent in my entire life.
I have one. My wife bought me one for Christmas like 2 years ago, so I definitely would agree with that.
My wife says I don't bathe properly. I don't exfoliate my back. My wife says so. That's why my
That's my
back is
wife
always
gets
so
on
itchy.
me that all the time too. I'm like, I'm
Like,
I'm a man. I'm not gonna do that. Like,
she's like, oh, you need to get your loofah and scrub your back.
yeah,
First of all, I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
reach my back. Okay. Second of
Right.
all, that's gay. Okay. Okay. No, listen. When I bathe, it's listen, it's the hot spots, and like I get in, I rinse my body off. It's armpits, like front crotch, butt, out of the shower. That's it. I'm
Mhm.
not scrubbing down my back and legs like a woman.
Yeah, I'm like in and out of the shower. I'm not trying to stay there for a while, unless like I'm really cold. I'm not trying to warm up. That's like the only time I'm in the shower for more than like 5 minutes. You know.
So my wife is like, your back is perpetually itchy because you don't bathe properly. I'm like, I don't believe it. These are lies. Fake news. You're fake news.
Very fake news. Take the best showers
This
anyone
is
has
what I
ever
tell her.
seen.
She's fake news.
Nice. Honestly, don't think the Panthers are much worse than the Steelers. They just don't have the rabbit's foot up their backside. Pittsburgh is an abysmal 1-5 versus other playoff teams this year. Yeah, I'm not saying the Steelers are good. I just feel like they could beat the Texans. And they're good as home dogs. Like they're good in that situation. Tomlin, by the way, 10-2 against the spread in his career as a home underdog of 3.5 or more. So you think
Yeah,
that
I'm
he would
not
do
nearly as confident in the Steelers as you are. I just, yeah, I'm a little surprised. I've watched them play. They're just okay sometimes.
that? Mhm.
Like they're bad a lot of the times. And Aaron Rodgers just is so terribly inconsistent. Like he just looks great in moments and looks absolutely awful. He just clearly doesn't want to get hit. He gets any pressure on him, he
Yeah.
just throws the ball away. He's doesn't want to get hit. He's like, dude, this is not flag football. And
Yeah.
the Texans have like consistently got pressure on the quarterback all year. Like I'd be surprised if they're not consistently getting pressure on him, and he's just not throwing the ball away or throwing quick check downs because they want to get hit. Like yeah. So I'd be surprised if they win that game, to be honest.
I just feel like Pittsburgh can put a lot of pressure on Stroud as well, and Stroud doesn't have like the veteran guile that Rodgers has. Like I feel like like if you're to ask me like which quarterback's going to screw up in this game to make the decision that loses the game for his team, I think it's going to be Stroud, not Rodgers. Not that Rodgers hasn't been great, but still, like I trust
Yeah.
him more than Stroud at this point.
I don't know. I mean, he might be right. I would actually lean towards Stroud a little bit.
Okay.
I just feel like Rodgers has been so and maybe it's the playoffs and it's it's potentially his last run. So like maybe this is like he goes all out, right? Like he needs, he's the Rodgers of old that would do whatever it takes to win and breaks his collarbone every other year because he's so crazy. And so yeah.
I heard that in the playoffs, the Steelers have been outscored 78-0 in the first quarter. Yeah, skewed by that 28-0. Yeah, yeah. I don't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe who knows? Maybe I'm dead wrong. The Texans route the Steelers could happen. I guess, but I don't know. It feels like anyone else. It feels like Jaguars going into Pittsburgh um, or the Bills. But we saw Bills at Pittsburgh. We saw what that would look like. And by the way, I was listening to some random podcast as either walking my dog or going to pick up my son from daycare. And like the one guy on the show was like, what would be a great matchup for the Steelers is if they had Buffalo at home. I think they could win that game. I'm like, dude, we just saw Buffalo going into Pittsburgh and they won like what 38-10. It's like, what are you talking about?
Who
like,
said that? What?
I don't know. Some random. I don't know. When I walk my dog or pick up my son, I just go to YouTube and whatever football video pops up, I just listen to it. So I don't even remember who it was, but I remember saying that. I was like, okay, I'm clicking off, going to the next video.
Yeah, we literally just watched that happen.
I know. Yeah, like is it the 51st dates with what's her name? Like she just like that short term memory just forgets. They had they Buffalo played against Pittsburgh this year. I didn't know. So yeah. I thought that was ridiculous.
That was actually a cute. It was actually a cute movie, by the way.
That was a good movie. It was a good movie. Yeah, I like it. It was a good movie. Yeah, Adam Sandler's movies are good. It was when my wife was when we were having her second child. They had an Adam Sandler marathon at the hospital on TV at the hospital. So all we did was watch Adam Sandler movies. Perhaps the Bills will be a good bet at halftime trailing. Can we patch in Evan to get his thoughts? Well, Evan will be on Thursday. So how do you feel about the Bills Jaguars game? I thought that was the second toughest game for me to handicap. I don't know, because for me, like if you told me Josh Allen is healthy, I think I'd be on the Bills. But Josh Allen with his foot, like he couldn't run against the Eagles. I know it's 2 weeks later. Maybe he's healthy now. He had basically had the week off. So he could be healthy now, but we don't know. And I don't know if we're going to know by kickoff. So that worries me,
Yeah, I think the Bills are going to win the game. Obviously, I just drafted a Bills stack here. So obviously, I think they're going to win the game.
Right.
If they don't win this game, I just threw away $20. So,
well, look, I've drafted Josh Allen more than any other quarterback, I think.
Yeah, so I think they're going to win this game. No, I think it's a bummer that it's this is the first round matchup because I think you can make an argument these are the two best teams right now, like the way they're playing. Obviously, Patriots are great as well, but like, yeah, I mean, the Jags have been playing phenomenal last 2 months of the season. So
yeah,
you can make an argument that they may be the best team. Yeah, I think I think I like these two. I like these two teams. I think the Bills are going to win this game. I think that's the team I would be most likely to. But they're only a 1 point favorite, right? Like 1.5, I think, in some places. I mean, the Jacks could easily win this game, right? They're at home, so
yeah. Look how you know the spread.
I mean, what? I mean, I don't know where I just something took over. I don't know what that was.
It's not a funny experience. This gambler
my back
took over
is
my
like
body.
really itchy tonight. Like I'm having like an extra need to exfoliate my back. Sometimes my wife will do it for me. She'll like. So I get her to. That's how I get her to see me naked. I just come wash my back for me.
You need all the tricks you can get when you're married. So this is my exposure. I said Allen's my most drafted quarterback, 40% here. I took off the comments so you guys could see that. You guys can see this, right? It's. I wish you could expand the screen. You can't. So Josh Allen 40. This is just quarterbacks. Josh Allen 40%. Trevor Lawrence 22%. So I'm obviously playing both sides of this. If the Bills win, 22% of my lineups are screwed, but that's okay because I have 40% Allen. If Lawrence wins, it's 40% of my lineups are screwed, but it's okay because I still have 22% Lawrence, 20% May, 19% Stafford, 12% Hurts, and then 6% Love. 6% Jackson down from 8 to 6%. Let's go. You can see how many drafts I've done in the past 48 hours, and then a bunch of scrubs. Aaron Rodgers in 1%. I don't know if you have your exposures, but
I'm trying to find where. How do I get there?
If you go to lineups, and then it says view exposure.
Oh, there we go. View exposure. Let's see. Okay, my quarterbacks are Josh Allen 28%, Trevor Lawrence 25%. Drake May, 25%. Jordan Love, 19%. Matthew Stafford, 19%. Bo Nix, 14. Justin Herbert,
Wow.
11%. CJ Stroud, 8%. Sam Darnold, 8%. Bryce Young, 6. Cadillac Williams. Sorry, what's his
Cadillac
name?
Williams.
What's his name? What's
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams? 3%. Brock Purdy, 3%. Jared Goff, 3%.
Nice.
Yay.
There you go. Baker Mayfield 2%, so don't feel too bad.
So, I mean, I've got a pretty wide, pretty good. And then Lamar Jackson, 1%, less than 1%. I only have him in 2 drafts.
Well, that's better than my 6%, right? I have Bo Nix only 3%. You said Jordan Love 19%. I only even 6% here. I think what happens is like, so what happens is I just like if I'm doing Bills Packers stack, I don't even draft Jordan Love. I just keep Josh Allen as my only quarterback. Maybe I don't know if that's a mistake, but I don't know. Like, when's Jordan Love going to outscore Josh Allen? You know. So that's how I do that. Let's go to running backs. I Blake Corum 51%, which, you know, on one hand, it's like, why are you drafting Corum half the time? I mean, he goes like round 7. You know, it's not like first few rounds.
I got him 22%.
How many?
22%.
20%. Yeah. So he has a dream matchup too. I think he had like 80 yards and a touchdown in the meeting against the Panthers earlier. Like, this is a great matchup for him too in round 1. So I like Corum here. I have 32% ETN, 28% Swift. Ty Johnson 28%. What happens is if I do Eagles Bill stack with like Barkley and Cook are gone, like you have to draft Ty Johnson, right?
I got 14% over here. So
there you go. Stevenson 25%, Jacobs 24%, Henderson 19, Kyron 16, Barkley 14, Charbonnet 13, Walker 13, Monangai 12, Cook 12, Bucky Irving 10%.
R.I.P.
I know. This are all like he was always like last round or second to last round, where I'm like, okay, Bucks are gonna win. Bucks will have one decent game out of Irving, right? Well, apparently not. So, yeah. So I only McCaffrey 6%, Henry 6%. So that matches Jackson, makes sense. RJ Harvey 3%, Marks 3%, Bigsby 2%, Brian Robinson 1%, and Jalen Warren 1%. So and Gainwell 9%. So what's your running back exposure?
Yeah, I got Barkley is 33%, my number 1.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I got Cook 28%.
Okay.
Stevenson 28%. Blake Corum 22%. Travis Etienne 22%. Bashawn Tootin 22%. Travion Henderson 17%. Tank Bigsby 17. Swift 14. Ty Johnson 14. Josh Jacobs 14. Marks 11%. Kyron Williams 11%. Ken Walker at 11%. Monangai 6%. RJ Harvey 6%. Hampton 6. Ray Davis 6. Yeah, Ray Davis and Ty Johnson are in the same boat. Like, where it's like, if I'm doing a stack with Bills and other, like, I inevitably don't get the running back. But Jaleel McLaughlin coming in at 6% because I got a bunch of Denver. When I thought Denver was not going to get the number 1 seed, I thought they were going to play in the first round. I was drafting quite a bit of them. Because they were going late. Zach Charbonnet 6%, Brian Robinson 6%, Jonathan Taylor 6%. Oh, yikes! The thing with Jonathan Taylor was, you know, I'm not drafting any Colts stacks. Like, I've got no other Colts players, but he was just so late. I kept thinking, well, they're going to make the playoffs, even if they're the 7th seed, and I'll have him for the first round. Like, that's what I kept telling myself. Yeah, like you know, he's the 11th round pick in most cases. So 6% of just that's Christian McCaffrey 6%, Jordan 3%, Vidal 3%, Irving 3%, Wilson 3%, Gibbs 3%, Warren, Gainwell, Hubbard, Doodle, Henry all at 3%. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 10 running backs at 3%.
Nice. I don't have that often. I have Marks, Harvey, Bigsby, Warren, and Robinson. Only 5 guys at 3% or 3% or lower. So that's interesting. I mean, I guess I'm so concentrated on like the guys that take later. Like, I'm always taking Ty Johnson. Like, I've never taken Ray Davis, just because like Ty Johnson always does stuff. You know, like he'll catch a few passes. He'll get like 7 fantasy points. He's never like great. But like, look, I mean, if James Cook gets injured, like Ray Davis could be a difference maker. So maybe that's like a flaw in my strategy. Maybe I should get more Ray Davis, but I don't know. Anyway, receiver, Look at this. Khalil Shakir, 38%. That because I have Josh Allen, 40%, right? I have Khalil Shakir,
Right.
38%. Devontae Adams, 34%. Jacoby Myers, 32. Keyshawn Butte, 24%. Romeo Dubs, 24%. Devontae Smith, 24. Stephon Diggs, 23. Brian Thomas, 20. AJ Brown, 20. Christian Watson, 19. Brandon Cooks, 19. That's we both like him. Roma Dunze, 18. Puka Nacua, 17. That's like 1% over the standard 16 you would expect. Pearsall, 16. Burden, 15 more, 15. Jaden Reed, 14. Parker Washington, 13. Cam Coleman, 12. Mike Evans, 9%. That's sad. Matt Collins, he's on IR, 9%. That's sad too. Metcalf, 6%. McConkey, 5. Zay Flowers, 5. Let's see anyone else stand out. JSN, only 5%, which I'm okay with. Nico Collins, 5. Sutton, 5. Ibuka, 3. Rest in peace, offensive rookie of the year bet. Terrible, absolutely terrible. And I had a chance for like Henderson to have a big game. I know he scored 2 touchdowns. Stevenson scored 2 touchdowns. I felt like if all those went to Henderson, he may have won Rookie of the Year. But Rashee Rice won. Right, this Rashee Rice pick, I was so tilted by what the guy did in front of me that I just like slammed my phone. I just didn't pick, and it went to auto draft. It took Rashee Rice. It was like one of the first drafts I did. So like 1% Rashee Rice randomly. Keenan Allen only 1%. Tim Patrick 1%. Cooper Kupp, by the way. There was a draft. I don't know if you saw my tweet on this past morning. There was a guy. I swear I did 6 drafts with him last night. That's all I did last night was drafting like right on the site. This guy, no joke, he went 6 times in a row. It's Nicky 6 or something. He went. Where did he go? I think he went like Matthew Stafford first pick, Trevor Lawrence second pick, Cooper Kupp third pick. Every single time he did the same thing over and over again. And I'm like, and I think it was an auto draft too. So like he set his rankings that way. So I don't understand why he did that. And like it like dawned on me and like, what if this guy's a time traveler from the future, and he knows like Cooper Kupp's gonna have this insane playoff run. And I'm like, but that's nonsense because he could just draft him in like 11th round. Like why would he draft him in the 3rd round? So yeah, this guy, I tweeted, I'm like, I hope he's not drinking today. I'm gonna pull up that tweet. So I don't understand like why he did that. So it's funny. So here we go. There we go. It's Stafford and so it was either Stafford and May or it was Stafford and Lawrence. So I'm gonna pull it up here. This guy Nicky 6, Stafford, May, Kupp, like every single time. And I kept going into drafts because like this guy's an idiot. I'm just gonna get better players. So not that that happened here, but there's like one draft I did that like actually had a good team, like a really good team. So
nice.
Yeah. So what's your receiver exposure?
My receiver exposure is Devontae Smith, the top at 47%.
Nice.
Khalil Shakir 31, AJ Brown 28, Keon Coleman at 25. That was early on. I've cooled down.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, Brandon Cooks, they rested him in week 18. Yeah. I thought that was
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, I thought that was telling. Yeah.
Jacoby Myers, 25. Brian Thomas Jr. and Butte and Romeo Dobbs all at 22%. I've got 5 players at 17%. So Bryant, Luke McConkey, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, and Troy Franklin.
Bryant.
What was that?
Bryant is Pat Bryant.
Pat Bryant, yeah.
Okay.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 players at 11%. Jalen Reed, JSN, Raheed Shaheed, and Christian Watson. So that's and then Higgins from Houston at 8%. Daria Pop Douglas at 8%. Parker Washington 8%. Nico Collins 8%. Josh Palmer 8%. Jawan Jennings 8%. Sutton 8%. Brandon Cooks 8%. And then I've got like a slew of guys that are like 5% or less. So McMillan, Pearsall, Dunze, Quentin Johnson, Keenan Allen, Kevin Williams, Trey Harris, Golden, Emeka Ibuka. Nacua only 3%.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just never because whenever I get the Rams and I just don't whenever at the top of the draft I don't draft them. Marvin Mims 3%, Zay Flowers 3%, Jahan Dotson 3%,
Nice.
Jameson Williams 3%, St. Brown. I'm around St. Brown 3%, Mike Evans 3%, DJ Moore, Metcalf, Christian Kirk, and Mac Hollins all at 3%. So rough bottom of the barrel there.
Yeah, rough. I mean, we both have some rough players too at the bottom. Kyle Williams is kind of interesting, by the way, because Mac Hollins is on IR. So
I said Kevin Williams, by the way. It's
yeah. I figured. He's interesting because
Kevin Williams played for the Vikings 10 years, 20 years
ago. Yeah, different position too. So he's interesting because he's the deep threat now with Mac Hollins out. So I like if I'm drafting a Patriot stack, I usually take Kyle Williams in round 12. So we have is the public backing San Francisco because Philly lost to Washington? No, I think they're backing San Francisco because people were told, oh, this team hasn't punted in a month, even though they played the Colts defense, missing everyone, and the Titans defense and the Chicago defense. And they didn't punt against the Browns because they kept getting short fields because of turnovers and special teams nonsense. So like that's I wrote that in my picks today. I'm like ESPN will give you like cool sounding facts, like, oh, this team hasn't punted in a month, but like there's no context behind it. They don't explain like, okay, this could be fluky because but they don't need to because they have no offense to anyone who loves ESPN. ESPN is a dumb audience. Like it's just like casuals who are watching sports. Like the people who are like really into it or what they're watching either this show or other shows where like they really get into it and stuff. So
they're not watching this show. They're watching you on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They're not watching anyone who knows what we're talking about. Is not going to watch me. I mean, that's
what are you talking about, Kenny? You know what you're talking about. If you didn't know what you were talking about, I wouldn't have you on the show.
Oh, that's a good point. I fooled you.
Right. So that's why ESPN employs so many dumb personalities. Yeah, exactly. That's why they can hire people who say Geno Smith's the top 10 quarterback. That's they could do that because they have dumb audience. And then when I call them out for it, you get dumb people defending this.
I mean, it's ESPN is a social engineering, virtue signaling organization at this point.
Yeah, it was like I was watching some like old NFL primetime videos that just popped up on my YouTube, and just from watching that, like ESPN was like so much cooler back in like the 90s. Like they had like I don't know, it's just they had like better personalities and stuff like that, and like they weren't like such wusses when it came to social justice stuff, and then they hire people like Mina Kimes and Sarah Spain who are just terrible, but at least they're easy to make fun of, so I guess that's something.
Sure.
We can only hope that Kendra Perkins learns English one day. I mean, Emmitt Smith too. I just laughed out loud again when what if this guy's a time traveler? Like that has to be the only logical explanation for his actions.
Of all the possible explanations, Walt thinks, listen, like the one that I'm going to entertain, like, what if he's a time traveler? Here's the thing. I think people think you're kidding. I think Walter is legitimately thinking, what if he's a time traveler?
Dude, that you're not lying. Look, it's like 4 a.m. last night, and I'm like, why is this guy drafting Cooper Kupp third round? I'm like seriously stressed about this. I'm like he didn't
the fact that he's just an idiot is not something you're considering. No, maybe he's a time traveler.
It's like at 4 a.m. I'm like, it's a better possibility than him just being an idiot. It's like if he did it once, fine, but like he did it 6 times in a row. I'm thinking like I'm the conspiracy theory at 4 a.m. I'm like, what if this guy knows something? Like, it doesn't have to be a time traveler. It could be like a time traveler gave him an almanac. Like that could be it too. Like Biff's almanac. Biff's almanac, by the way, won the Westgate Super Contest. That was the guy's handle, Biff's almanac. So like putting two and two together here, and like this guy, he went back in time, won the Super Contest, and gave this guy his almanac, and he knows Cooper Kupp's going to have a great playoff run. But then logic prevails eventually. I'm like, wait, but he could just draft in the 11th round. I'm like thinking, like, what if I were a time traveler? Like, what would I do if I knew Cooper Kupp in 3 games, went for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in every game. I could just draft Cooper Kupp in the 10th round every time. So this guy is clearly an idiot after some consideration.
After some consideration.
You have to eliminate all possibilities, right?
Oh,
It's
man,
a
it's so
scientific
good.
method, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know if that's scientific method. Do you want to do one more draft?
Yeah,
And then okay, let's go back to DraftKings. That's fun. We'll see what we get this time. This is too big
Oh
right
my
now.
gosh, it's so good.
All right. Where's the $20? Here it is. This is filling up fast. It's gonna be full soon. All right. Let's do the math. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this math here. We have to wait. See, it just goes so quick. I feel like it's a little risky now. We could maybe do it now. I think we can wait a little bit because like 4 people just popped in. It's crazy. So if it goes to 4, if it goes to 2-4 at the end, I think we're gonna be good. Okay, 4 divided by 6. Okay, we can go in now.
All right, boom, going.
Okay.
Entering in. Entered. 2 out of 6.
Yes. All right. You have a dizzying intellect.
Oh, first draft pick again.
Oh, you're right. Wow. Okay. You're okay. We bookend each other this time. You're first. I'm sixth. So
I think in this one I'm going to go Nakua because it's just like it. I just feel like you can't tempt the gods multiple times, right?
yeah, you got to change it up. Sure.
Yeah.
Hit 88 with 1.2 gigawatts. I actually just watched that movie recently. No, it's the second movie. I had the second movie on at my parents' house. My dad was watching it. My son was watching it for the first time, so he was getting a kick out of it. Like, especially in the second one when Jaws comes through because it's in the future, and my son's like, he's 3. So so it was fun to watch. He also loves Karate Kid. He actually asked me. He's like, what? He's like, Daddy, can we watch Karate Kid again? And he loves it. And like when like Miyagi beats up those high schoolers, which is like, say, how was he not arrested for that?
It's the 80s. It was the 80s.
right, exactly. Yeah. We're not wussies back then. When Miyagi's doing the karate moves, my son's like, and he like starts kicking in the air, like he starts trying to mimic the karate moves. He gets like so excited about it. So
I love it.
yeah. The karate tournament too, especially like when Daniel's son loses 2 in a row, he's like, Daddy's gonna lose. He's like stressed out about it. It's so funny.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Watching stuff through kids' eyes is just excellent.
I know. For the first time, it's so good. Yeah, he loves Resident Evil. We play that. So we play. He was so disappointed today. He came home. He's like, Daddy, can we play the zombie game? He calls that Resident Evil. That I'm like, Connie, I'm sorry, I have to work. And he's like, oh no, and he's like starts like whimpering. he just loves it. He's like, Daddy, I wanted to kill the snake today, the giant snake.
That's so good.
Yeah. Or the remake of the scene where Marty's mom tries to kiss him is updated, so instead his dad is the host for him. Is that true? Wait, did that actually happen?
No.
I feel like you're jerking my chain here. Yeah, of course. Chris. What about the third one when they go to the Old West? I didn't like that one. Do you have a strong feeling about Back to the Future 3? That was like my least favorite one.
I thought it was fine.
It was it was an okay movie, but for Back to the Future, I thought it was
I thought it was enjoyable.
Okay. I wasn't a big fan of it. I don't know. Felt like so cliche, like Back to the Old West. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, it was a little different than the other two, but yeah, I think it was good.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, just I don't know. Never really got into it, but that's fine.
What are you gonna do here?
I thought about going Stafford. I was going to Stafford Adams, never mind. But I was like, well, I already did that. I did the Ram stack, so I just try to do something else now. So McCaffrey's available. I don't like McCaffrey, but I'm gonna try something different, I guess. Well, first of all, I want Drake May. Like that's for you got to get your quarterback. So do I go McCaffrey or go Brown? Is that I feel like it's just different to go McCaffrey now, but like I just feel like the Eagles have such a better chance of winning. But then again, I have so many Eagles. Like I don't have that many Eagles Niners lineups.
Mm.
So I'll go Eagles Niners just because I don't see McCaffrey like going to the second round like that often, you know. So we'll try this, see what happens. But yeah, I think usually I think more often than not I would go Brown. So,
Yeah.
but McCaffrey always goes like 103, 104, sometimes 102. So it was just like kind of like sticker shock to see him go this late. So you're up now. Do you have any? You have Kyron Williams. There's no Stafford. So yeah, you're kind
Yeah,
of in the
I think I would
situation you're
rather
talking about.
go with the Jags stack here.
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about. Like you're locked into that because
Yep.
there's you couldn't even go Texans because you don't have Collins available.
Yep. So it just like I could go Rams here and then hope I get something better on the. Like, it's just yeah. I can go Kyron here and Trevor Lawrence instead,
Mhm.
and then be locked into that Rams. Like yeah.
So no, yeah, I was gonna ask you like, well, no
By the way,
Kyron.
but your audio like is like dropped out significantly for some reason.
Testing 1 2 3. Does that work
It's
better?
just like your volume was like half as what it was before.
Even right now?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened, but
Anyone else in the comments? Please let me know if that's true or if
maybe
that's
if it's me or I don't. Maybe it's
yeah,
just me.
it could
It's
be
me, not
Kenny.
you. Heard that too many times in my life.
So you responded, no, it's you. You suck. Hit the road. You always got to throw back at them.
That's right.
You can't show signs of weakness. That'll get you. Um, so let's see if you sound the same. Maybe Kenny's hearing reduced by half. We're
That's
getting
probably true.
old. We are
Probably
getting
true.
old. So we have Bills. This guy went double Bills. Let's see what he does here. DFS Army. He's popped up on my YouTube feed. He's not the one who's. I don't think he's the one who said that Bills thing. This guy's got a good Ram stack. Adams, Stafford, Williams is pretty good. And I get Kittle here, which is nice. Diggs is gone though, but should be okay. All right, let's go Kittle. Even the Eagles are elite against tight ends, so not expecting much. And I could go Henderson. RIP, another first offensive rookie of the year bet.
I mean, who's gonna be rookie of the year?
It's probably Shuck. I don't know. What are the odds? What are the? Let's see who the favorite is.
What a weird. This was such a weird year in the NFL.
I know.
There's no real dominant teams. No one likes the teams that actually have good records. This number one seeds, no one has confidence in. None of the elite quarterbacks are in, or most of them are not. The two best teams, the Rams and the Bills, are probably have to go on the road for multiple weeks. No one knows who the rookie of the year is. Like, it's just strange.
It is very strange. It is very strange. Tyrell McMillan is minus 2,000 to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. So apparently they think he's locked in to win.
Minus 2,000. Wow.
Yeah, that's wild. I look, I have a hedge bet on him. I don't win a lot. But I had big bets on Ibuka and Henderson. So I thought like who could beat me out here? You know, I thought maybe McMillan and Dart. And so I took out hedges on those two guys. So I will win something. So I'm not going to be too upset when McMillan wins. But it's, man, Ibuka was such a heavy favorite. Like it's
yeah.
If those bets were made online, I could have cashed out for like 99% or almost like maybe 90% of what I would have made. But unfortunately, those bets were made in Vegas, so I could not have done that. So that's the another reason why betting online is better.
So I'm gonna go. Do I go Parker Washington or do I go Brian Thomas Jr.? I feel like
Washington.
I feel like Brian Thomas Jr. is starting to like get better, and maybe he makes a little bit of a run here. Like,
yeah, he could.
But he'll be there in the next round, probably, right?
Maybe. Is anyone else drafting Jaguars? No, it doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it. So,
well, Henry went, but not. I already have Kittle, so I'm not too concerned about that. Let's see here. So weird to draft Niner players. Let's just never do this. See, like Purdy's available. I could take him, but I already have May. Like, when's he gonna outscore May? I guess he could, but still, um, I'd rather have like the skill players. Although, um, yeah, you know what? I really need the receiver. I don't have any receivers yet. I really need the receivers. So let's go. Jennings and Pearsall. So I feel like we have a good Niners Patriots team if that were to be the Super Bowl. I just don't think it will be. But like I said, it's like I did want to be mindful that like when I could get McCaffrey or Jason in the second round, I should just try to do it just based on value. And you never
Right.
know. Like maybe the Niners will upset the Eagles. I don't think it'll happen, but it could. And if it does, I want to have some like good teams. And if I can get McCaffrey in the second round, that obviously means I got a stud in the first round otherwise. So that's how I'm approaching, McCaffrey and JSN.
Yeah.
Also, I should note if you guys are, anyone listening is going to draft this, make sure you don't draft players from the same matchup or from different teams in the same matchup. Like Kenny's drafting Jaguars players right now. Like it would be a mistake for him to draft Bills players just because they're like obviously they can't both advance.
Right.
So you're gonna have if the Jaguars win, which you would be hoping for with this team, you don't like you don't want any Bills players in the team because you're definitely not going to have them in the second round. So you want as many people as possible on your team in the second round. So just keep in mind that like for me, I would not draft an Eagles player. I would not draft a Charger player. So I'm drafting Niners and 40 Niners and Patriots. So it's just something to keep in mind. Um, what are the odds Neon Sanders is hired by the Browns to coach his son? He could displace Urban Meyer's the worst coach this century. I mean, look, the ownership likes Shador, so I don't know. I feel like crazier things have happened.
There's no crazier things that absolutely happened.
Right? Keyshawn Boothie went. Come on, I really need receivers here. You didn't take Brian Thomas.
No, I decided not to.
Okay.
I decided it wasn't worth it. It wasn't valuable enough.
Okay. Let's see here. What am I doing? I only have two receivers. I see here. I could take Brock Purdy. Like I was not going to do it last round. I'm going to do it here. And then I wanted Butte, but he's gone. There's no one else like Kendrick Bourne, I guess, but that's not in round 8. No way. I guess I'll take I just need receivers because I only have two. So I'm gonna take DJ Moore. Doesn't conflict with any of the teams in drafting here. So and could the Bears could play the Niners in round 2, I guess. So it's not like yeah. So yeah. Although if the Niners win, they probably go to Seattle, right? Yeah, because if Chicago wins and the Niners win, the Niners would go to Seattle. So yeah.
Right. And the Rams would go to Chicago.
Yes. Or the Panthers. Just kidding. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's Caleb Williams. Someone's drafting Chicago. Maybe they're sad I took DJ Moore. I still think it would be useful to have a chat in this so people could coordinate, although it'd be tough. But I don't know. There was on Twitter, there's some controversy with the best ball playoff drafts because excuse me, someone found like collusion with some people. There's like 4 people always in the same room together, and it's not like us. Like we're not colluding here. Like we're just drafting. Those people are like clearly trying to get the best teams. Like the 3 of the teams that always draft nothing but quarterbacks to start, and then tight ends, and then the other teams that like get these like massively awesome teams. But like DraftKings is going to shut that down. Like they were already talking about it. So it's still like so stupid. Like if you're gonna cheat, like don't make it that blatant. It's just so dumb. It's just like what are you thinking? What are you thinking? You know?
They're not thinking.
Yes, that's certainly true.
All right, let's go. Let's go a little wild card here.
Charbonnet.
And let's go. Right, and so now I've got a Jags Rams stack, and I've also got a Jags Seattle stack.
Nice. I have a full Niners stack. Purdy, McCaffrey, Jennings, Pearsall, Kittle. Yeah, any AFC player would complete it. Interesting. Okay. I still need a receiver. I only have three of those, and running back. So okay. I had Gainwell highlighted. He's catching a lot of passes. Like, look at these receptions. Ready? 8, 3, 5, 7, 6, 2, 6, 7. He's the number 2 receiver on the team.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I've been drafting him a lot in late in the rounds. Like, I was just going to take him. So the Pittsburgh guys are gone, so I'm going to take the Houston guys. This is now officially a Niners Texans stack. Like I said, any AFC player gets me a stack with the Niners. Not that the Niners are going to get out of the first round, but still.
Yep. I'm similarly, any NFC wide receiver basically gets me a stack.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still I like getting 2 players from the team just to ensure I'm going to get like more more production potentially there, more upside.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to take the Packers guys here.
Yeah. Let me say this: like, if you get this team to the Super Bowl, and if you're looking at the other, you'll be able to see the other teams, and you're like, okay, I have more players than that guy, more players than that guy, more players than that guy, more players than the guy. Like, that's such a good feeling, that you're gonna have. You're like, I have such a good chance of winning this.
Right.
Whereas, like, it could be the opposite, where you're like, oh, they have 2 players in the game, where I'm gonna be min cashing this.
Right.
But although if he gets the Super Bowl, min cash is pretty good. What's that, like $500 or something?
Yeah.
Contest details to see. Min cash in the Super Bowl, yeah, it's $500. Yeah. So you could play for that, I guess, but I'd rather.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that play for that. They play for the main cash in the title game, or as I was saying earlier, I think there's people that are not they assume, listen, the probability of me winning the million is so little. Let's just try to play to get into a good position.
Yeah,
and then maybe I get lucky. Like, that's kind of the idea.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, I guess, but I'd rather just go for it all. Because, I mean, you're spending time doing this. It's not like, hey, I'm gonna put $20 in without thinking. It's there's some time dedicated to this. All right, I'm going to draft Mr. Knox and Box and Kyle. As I said, Kyle Williams. If I'm drafting Patriots, taking him 12th round just because he could replace Matt Collins as the deep threat guy now that Hollins is on IR. So that's why I don't know. I feel like my 12th round pick is always like a wild card in the Super Bowl. Like, if the Patriots get there, like Kyle Williams, like what if he catches a 50-yard bomb in the Super Bowl and like no one else has him and I have him. He's like the differentiator.
Huge advantage.
Yeah. So your 12th round pick, I feel like, should always be something like that. If I take a Niner player, probably would have been like Kendrick Bourne or Demarcus Robinson or maybe Brian Robinson, something like that. Like what if the Niners in the Super Bowl, Brian Robinson, like the McCaffrey gets a long run, he's tired, Brian Robinson comes in and scores a touchdown. Like that could happen. So I feel like it's just 12th round, there should be a differentiator. It's not like you're getting anyone good down here anyway. Right. Cooper Kupp, fellow time traveler. See, like that Nicky Six could have just taken him there. Okay, so you got Tootin at the end. Yeah, I think that's a good differentiator too. All right, so I assume you like this team if it's Rams Jaguars, looks really good.
Rams Jaguars. I've got a chance. I'm going to be owning a house on the beach. If the Super Bowl's Rams Jaguars, this is a I've got the option, right? This is the winning lineup.
Yes, and I look forward to attending your housewarming party on the beach.
Absolutely,
if you would have me, yeah.
If I guess if it's a Rams Jaguars line matchup and Stafford throws a bunch of touchdowns to Devontae Adams and the Rams beat the Jags in the Super Bowl, then that I would lose. But like, other than that, like, with this lineup, Rams, Jaguars, you would think this is one of the favorites.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, throw in there. This is also a Rams. Sorry, this is also a Jags, Seahawks stack. It's also a Rams Packers stack. Sorry, not Rams. Sorry, not Rams Packers. Jaguars Packers and Jaguars Seahawks as well as Jaguars Rams.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it's a really good draft. I like that you only took one quarterback, so you don't need to take another one. I feel like that's just like a waste unless you get a really good value. Yeah, I mean, like if you're going to the Super Bowl and you have this team, you're feeling good on Sunday morning. You're like, I have a real chance here to win the Millie. So I like it. I mean, similarly with me with the Niners, Patriots, not that it's as likely as your matchup, but if it is this matchup, I have McCaffrey, I have Kittle, I have May, I have Henderson. Like he could break a long run. I have Jennings, Pearsall. He's healthy by then. I even have like Kyle Williams as differentiator. Like so. If it's these two teams, then I think I'm gonna have a really good chance to win it all as well. But it's also a Niners Texans stack with Marks and Higgins. It's also oddly enough Niners Bills stack with Dawson Knox. If it's Niners Bills and I only have Dawson Knox, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna win this. But it could happen that way. But anyway, so yeah, it's good tips I think for drafting best ball. It's I think do they reach out? Yeah, I reach out. Yeah, it's just harder to do it while we do the draft. But yeah, once we're done the draft, we could do it. Hello, ladies. Is there any team you drafted so far that you could think win it all? I think so. I've drafted some really good teams. Actually, was going to send you a team last night. It was just so late that I didn't want to text you super late. And I forgot to send it this morning. But I'm gonna read this team off to you real fast. It's where is it? So maybe I'm not remembering. So anyway, I draft is like a Bills Ram stack. I got it wasn't amazing. It was just a good start. I got like Josh Allen, then I got Devontae Adams, then I got Kyron Williams to start. So nice. It's like a good Bills Rams stack. But that included Nikki 6. So that was part of the reason. If you find someone dumb drafting, you keep trying to draft with them. That's my recommendation too. If it's Jags Rams, they should move the Super Bowl to London. That would love that. He would absolutely love that. You're not wrong, Chris. So read it like Ron Burgundy. I will read anything. I like it's because I won't have the chat. I'll just read it out loud. I just won't. I just don't like think about it. I'll just read it and they're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have read that. Many years, probably 15 years ago, successfully identified 2 players cheating a small poker sit and go was ridiculous and obvious, and who knows why for a small amount. Let's see, and then both were banned, and the site awarded me the prize pool. Oh wow, I hope it was a good prize pool. That's pretty cool. Do you plan on maxing the assortment? I would like to. The only problem is time. I think this is my 70th entry in the $20. Let me make sure. I'm not gonna have time to do it. I would, well, like I said, if I could, I would. Let's see, how many do I have in the $20? Sorry, in the $20 I have 67 already out of 150. So I'm not gonna have enough time to do it.
I won't max out the $20 one because it's 150 lineups, like you said.
It's 3,000.
What was that?
It's $3,000.
Yeah, I did max out. There's 20 entry max for the $1 or the $3. Was it $3?
Yeah.
I did max it out, and then there's a new and then there was a $5 entry that was a $5 entry and 5 entries max.
By max,
so I maxed that one out, and then a new one and then a $5 entry and a $3 entry just opened up today. So
yeah,
that's 20 and 5. So I'll max that out. I guess I had the time because I do 2 to 5 drafts every night.
I do too, but that's it's still like not enough time to do 150 lineups, you know?
Yeah, I mean I've already done. So I've done I did 20 in the previous $3 pool, and I've done 24 in the $20 pool. So that's 44 I've done total. I think. And so I'm going to max out the $3 to $5. All right, I did the max at the 5, so that's 20. So that's 40. I did 49. So I've already done 49 drafts. I will max out these right here. It's another 25. That'll be 74. So yeah, I probably won't. Yeah, I probably wouldn't get the 150. Maybe I get the 80 or 90 max.
Okay.
Across most contests.
Yeah, like I said, if I had the time, I would. It's just running the site just takes so long, Let's hear your hottest takes for this weekend. Well, I published all my picks. I don't know, like, it's a hot take here. I think the Eagles will blow out the Niners. I don't know if that's that qualifies as a hot take.
My hot take is that Tim Walz will resign on Saturday in disgrace, and it will come out that he actually had one of these Somali kids that stayed at these fake daycares was one of his kids from an affair.
Oh, I like it.
My hot take. His affair will be exposed.
I think you're onto something. I think actually it's very likely to happen.
Somali love child. That's what I think.
That's, by the way, I don't want to spoil it, but that's one of the shirts I was gonna make. Let's make a Leering Center shirt with, like, like instead of ABC blocks, it'll just be like ABB or something like that. I just want to get some good ideas. So I think that would be a fun shirt that a lot of people would like, but like some people would be offended by it, but that's okay. As you guys can see by this shirt, like the Biden shirt, or as my daughter goes, pop, because apparently Biden looks like my father-in-law.
Well, I'm sure your father loves that.
Actually, he actually owns the shirt. He says, he's like, you know what? I get some weird looks if I wear this shirt. I'm like, yeah, awesome. I do too.
It's so awesome.
It's like Tim Walz was almost a heartbeat away from being president. Yeah,
God was kind to us.
Yeah, that's yeah. How do you think it's like that much fraud? Like when it's so obvious. It's unbelievable how, like, people can try to get away with stuff and like screw everyone over in the process, like just to enrich themselves. Like why? I don't know. I like, maybe that's not why we're not. Maybe that's why we're not politicians.
Yeah.
But it's
yikes,
I guess
man, yikes, yeah.
it takes a certain sort of individual to do that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a shame. It would be so nice if the people in power weren't corrupt and help the people, but it's you can't even find 500 of those in this country with 350 million.
Side note, back to the hot take for this weekend. I think the Packers beat the Bears. I mean, I was all confident on the Bears a week ago. I thought about some things you said. I kind of thought back to the season. I thought, you know what? I think I was a little bit of prisoner of the moment. I think I was overvaluing some of the recency. When I really considered what the Chicago Bears have done this year, they've been a team that's getting better, but still terribly inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw this past week, like, they could lay an egg at any time. And so I think the Packers have a good chance of winning. And then when I saw the line, for the first time in my life, I checked the lines. I had never done it before this week. It was the first time.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
But when I saw the line, I thought to myself, the Bears should be more than a 1-point favorite if they're actually a good team. Like, if they were actually a good team, the Packers who've got some injuries would be, Jordan Love hasn't played. Like, you would expect him to be a little rusty. Like, this really should be, if the Bears were actually a good team, this would have been a 3-point line, right? Like,
yeah.
The fact that it's 1 point shows me, I think I overvalued them. They're actually not a good team. And I think my hot take is the Packers are going to win that game. The Packers are going to go to Seattle, and I think Seattle will beat them. So Seattle will be in the NFC title game.
Against.
And then the Eagles beat the Niners this week, which means the Rams come to Philadelphia in round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Man, a rematch of last year's round 2. That will be and I think the Eagles defense, based on, like, the Rams are beat up, they're going on the road 2 weeks in a row. I think the Eagles defense, which is championship caliber, could hold the Rams to 20 points. The only question is, will the Eagles be able to score 21? And there's only one time this year the Eagles offense scored 21 points or more against a good team. Only once. It happened one time all year. It was against the Rams. And so
that was a hell of a way to win it too.
So I mean, the offense scored 3 touchdowns, and then the special teams won. I'm saying
Right.
but when was the last time the only time the Eagles played a team that was 500 or better and scored, and their offense scored 21 points or more? It only happened once this year. Once.
Crazy.
And so I think the Eagles beat the Rams in round 2. Then the Eagles go to Seattle, which will be an unbelievable matchup. Eagles in Seattle for the NFC title game. And then they break my heart and lose to the Seattle Seahawks. So that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Eagles Seahawks. That's it's interesting. Like on one hand, I'm like, can the Eagles score? But then on the other hand, it's like Eagles pressure versus Darnold. And I think I would lean Eagles in that scenario. I would have more faith in the Rams beating the Seahawks. I feel like they have their number, even though they lost late on that Thursday night. They were up 30-14 in the game. I think that they would beat the Seahawks. They probably learned the lesson. Plus they wouldn't have that 2-pointer screw them over like last time. So I would agree. I think the Packers. I had the Packers beating the Bears, but like I said, that was a coin flip game for me. And I do think that the Rams will clobber the Panthers and the Eagles will clobber the Niners. And so, but I think the Rams will beat the Eagles. So I would have Rams and Seahawks, and then Rams win to go to the Super Bowl. And then the AFC, I think Patriots Chargers will be close. I think the Patriots will win. I think Bills Jaguars depends on Allen's foot. Like, if Allen's healthy, I have the Bills. If Allen's not healthy, I would say the Jaguars. Let's just say that Allen's not healthy. Let's just say that the Jaguars win. And then I have the Steelers winning. So maybe that's my hot take. So it would be Steelers at Broncos and Jaguars at Patriots. I think I have the Jaguars winning just with the experience and better defense against the Patriots. And then here's my maybe this is my hot take. I think if the Steelers beat the Texans. Actually, here's my hot take. I think the winner of Steelers Texans will go into Denver and win. And so in this scenario, Aaron Rodgers goes to the AFC Championship against the Jaguars, and then the Jaguars beat them 38-3. So the Jaguars Rams Super Bowl, and I think the Rams will take it by 7 points. That's how I have it going down. So what's your AFC
side? Yeah. I think the winner of the Jags Buffalo game is going to the Super Bowl. And I think it's 50-50. I mean, I just, this is why in all these drafts, I mean, basically my most owned players are Bills and Jags players. I mean, Josh Allen and Trevor Lawrence are my top owned quarterbacks. So I think it's Jags Bills. I'm really confident in that. Yeah, I think if I had to guess, I'm going to guess it's the Bills. I think the Bills. I think I give it to the quarterback, give a slight edge. Jags are playing great though, so it would not surprise me at all if they win that game. But let's say the Bills win that game, and then I think the Patriots beat the Chargers, and I think the Texans are beating the Steelers. I'm really surprised that you're that confident in the Steelers. So I think
I'm not that confident. I think it's a 50-50 game.
Yeah, I guess I don't think it's. Yeah, I guess I have a much bigger chasm between these two teams. Yeah, I think Texans. I agree. I think Texans go to Denver and they win. And so, yeah, Texans beat the Denver Broncos. They go to the NFC title game or AFC title game, and then Patriots beat the Chargers. Chargers play the Bills. Bills beat them in Foxborough, and then it's Bills Houston, and Josh Allen finally gets over the hump and gets to the Super Bowl. Seattle and Bills in the Super Bowl. And the Bills win finally. Right. The Bills finally win the Super Bowl. I think that's it. So
there we go. That's so you have Bills over Seahawks. I have Rams over Jaguars. So
I think it's the most likely. I think the second most likely would be Jags Seattle. Would be second most likely. Third most likely is Bills Eagles or Jags Eagles.
Okay. Okay, interesting. So you have Seattle being the Eagles. Okay, interesting. So, I can see that going either way. I think that would be a really interesting low scoring game.
Yeah, I've come around. I think Seattle maybe is being underrated.
I mean, their defense is awesome. There's no doubt about that. The one thing that stands out is Darnold. Will he choke under pressure again? He did last year. Is it going to happen again? It didn't happen week 18, but they were playing a pretty weak Niner team despite their record. So I really, you know what? I didn't think that performance was very impressive by Seattle. To be honest, yeah, they won and they covered the spread. They only scored 13 points against a horrible Niner defense. Like,
Yeah.
I thought Darnold to have a better game. Like, there's no quarterback pressure. I was about to say just pressure, but no, there's no quarterback pressure on him at all. And like, they only scored 13. It was sick. It was defense is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I just don't trust Darnold in big moments. So in big moments against great pass rushers, I should say. How good is the Seattle team here? We're just talking about it. Yeah, the hype is real right now. Their defense is the best in the NFL. Their offense, I think, has potential against bad defenses, but against great pass rushes, which they're going to see in the playoffs, I don't have much faith in them. So, they could win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they can't, but they are. If I were to rank the NFC teams, for me, it'd be Rams, then Eagles, and then Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are the third best team in the NFC. But they do have home field advantage and the bye, which is a big deal. Tom would be really happy with two bird mascots. And Tom loves his Battle of the Birds, but it's nothing compared to Battle of the Horses, of course. Yeah, Denver might be the worst one seed since the Lions. I think Denver's the worst one seed I've ever seen. I don't know how you feel about that. I mean, I can't remember all of them, but this is the most underwhelming one seed I can remember. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree. I think pretty underwhelming.
Yeah. They had trouble beating the Charger backups. Like, it's not a good team. Who are your preseason bets again? They're still live in the postseason. I have 13-1 on the Bills. That was boosted. At 13-1 on the Eagles. That was boosted. I have a 19-1 on the Niners. I have a 20-1 on the Jaguars. And the Rams. The Rams I have exact as with the Bills. I also have a Rams bet. I can't remember what the odds were that for that. I think that's it. I don't think I have anyone else. I have no Patriots, so that scares me. That's like the one team I don't have any of. Like that worries me. That's the only one I don't have that bothers me. So, that's Kenny. What bets he has, but we know Kenny doesn't bet. So, speaking on the Seahawks, how good is this team? Yeah, we talked about that. I think Walt was heavy on the Rams versus Bills until the fake news about Stafford's back. Yes, that was my predicted Super Bowl matchup. But then Stafford's back was apparently he couldn't walk in August, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not on the Rams here. I did bet exactas on the Rams and Bills. But I did that afterward, and I was like, I felt so tilted. I'm like, I got like a lemon here, a quarterback who's not going to walk. But I have 80-1 both ways, Rams versus Bills. If it's Rams versus Bills, $100 to win $8,000. It's pretty good. Actually, not even $0 to win $8,000 because there were bonus bets. So that's pretty good. I hope that happens.
Infinity return.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Anything else before we head out? Because it's almost 2 hours. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching and commenting. Really appreciate it. Thanks, especially to Kevin for this $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Kevin. You're the man. You always help us out so much. So really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. Talking week 19 NFL picks, the wild card weekend NFL picks against the spread with Andy. I assume Andy will be on. He said he will be on, so always check with him in the afternoon. And if he can't come on, then we'll see if we can get another guest on. But I assume Andy will be on, and then Evan on Thursday, and then Tom, I assume on Friday. There might be a late start time on Friday because we're having a birthday party for my son. I don't know if there could be any stragglers here like after the party's over, so we'll see about that, but we'll have a Friday show for certain. I just don't know what time to start, but usual start time otherwise. So and I think with Evan, it'll be after the college football playoff game. So that'll be the start time there. So please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. I can't believe we're back next week talking about Bryce Young's 4 touchdown game, four picks. Pick 6 game, I think more likely. And visit thecapIsFake.com for articles where you can read about why the cap is fake, and it absolutely is fake. So check that out. So Kenny, any final thoughts here?
Cap is fake.
Oh, that's so cool.
Canada.com.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, guys. I hope you have a great night, and I'll talk to you later.
Good night, Canada.
Bye.